You know, in any professional setting, your skills are what get you in the door, and your systems, well, they help you get the job done. But there's this third layer, one that's usually invisible, that really dictates your long-term success, and that's perception. So today, we're going to explore how mastering your communication and your reputation is the real key to unlocking influence and opportunity.
Yeah, this quote, it really just hits the nail on the head. Think about it. Your skills and your systems, that's the engine of your career. But perception, that's the steering wheel. It's that invisible asset that quietly determines where you're headed, whether people see you as reliable, as a leader, or as someone who's ready for that next big thing.
So right away, let's be super clear. This is not about being fake or trying to manipulate people. Not at all. It's about a kind of disciplined awareness. Just understanding that every single interaction you have is sending a message. So let's break down how to actually control that message, starting with the very first principle. Okay, so first things first, we have to accept a fundamental truth. Your communication is never neutral. Every email you send, every Slack message, every comment in a meeting, it's all sending a signal. It's either building trust or it's slowly chipping away at it. It projects confidence or it projects carelessness. There really is no middle ground.
So look at this. It's like every single time you communicate, you're at a fork in the road. On one side, you've got emotional reactions, maybe sharing a little too much, being long-winded. All of that signals insecurity. But on the other side, you've got calm responses, really clear boundaries, and just concise communication. And that stuff doesn't just make you easier to work with, it literally broadcasts confidence and authority.
And here's where it gets interesting. Each of those individual signals, every one of them, is like a small deposit into a bank account. And when you make those deposits consistently, over and over again, they start to compound, and they build into your single most valuable professional asset, your reputation. And that's not some vague concept. It's a real, tangible force that is actively opening or closing doors for you every single day. And what's so important to get is that a strong reputation doesn't just happen by accident. It is built intentionally. It comes from having a consistent professional tone, from staying calm under pressure, and from setting clear boundaries. But honestly, most importantly, it's forged in reliable follow-through. I mean, when people know without a doubt that they can count on you, they trust you. That predictability is the bedrock of a powerful reputation. But here's the flip side. An asset that takes so long and so much care to build can be damaged, well, shockingly fast. Little things like emotional reactions, getting defensive when you get feedback, or just being inconsistent, those are the fastest ways to burn through the trust you've worked so hard to build. It can take years to build and, really, just moments to damage.
And this quote, man, is this true? Your reputation isn't just about the words you use. It's about the feeling of stability and trust you create around you. Do people feel confident when they hand something off to you? Do they feel calmer after talking with you? That feeling you leave people with, that is your reputation.
But look, nobody's perfect. Mistakes are going to happen, right? They're inevitable. But what's so fascinating is that your response to a mistake often sends a much more powerful signal than the mistake itself. Handling it poorly, yeah, that erodes trust. But handling it well, that can actually build trust even stronger than it was before.
And the good news is, there's actually a playbook for this. First, you just acknowledge the issue directly. No excuses. Then, you clarify what happened, factually, without getting defensive. Step 3, you present a clear, simple plan to fix it. And finally, and this is the most important part, you follow through on that plan. This little sequence works every time because it replaces all the emotion and blame with ownership and action. It turns a potential failure into a powerful display of your reliability.
Okay, so I want to pause here for a second and be really, really clear about this next part. We're going to touch on the idea of power dynamics. And the goal here is pure awareness, just understanding how human behavior works and how it's interpreted. It's not about learning tricks for manipulation. This is all about strategic professionalism.
And this right here, this is the whole game. When we look at resources like, say, the 48 Laws of Power, the point is to recognize how certain actions are perceived, not to replicate manipulative behaviors. It's about understanding the rules of the game so you can avoid making unforced errors. Think of it more like a defensive strategy for your career, not an offensive one.
So when you apply these principles in the right way, ethically, it's all about protecting that trust and influence you've built, guarding your reputation, steering clear of drama, being concise, and keeping your emotional responses in check. These aren't signs of being cold or robotic. They're the hallmarks of a controlled, strategic professional who gets that their every action is either building or eroding their long-term position.
And you know where this is just absolutely critical? In writing. Every email, every message, it's a permanent record. Rambling, vague, emotional language, it just weakens trust. But structured, intentional, and really clear writing, that builds confidence with every single interaction. It shows you respect the other person's time, and that goes a long way.
All right, so let's tie all of this together. When you master your signals, when you treat your reputation like the asset it is, and when you operate with this kind of professional awareness, the outcome isn't power in that aggressive, domineering sense. No, it's something much more subtle and, frankly, much more valuable.
This, right here, is what we're actually talking about when we say professional power. It's the trust and influence you earn by being predictable and clear. It's the opportunity that just naturally starts flowing to people who have a well-managed reputation for being stable and excellent. See, it's an earned outcome, not a taken one.
And if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this quote. Charisma is great, don't get me wrong, but it can be inconsistent. True professionalism, that steady, reliable, calm execution day in and day out, that is what builds lasting authority and deep respect. In the long run, reliability will always beat charm.
And finally, it's so important to see that this isn't just about you. On any team in any organization, every single person is a steward of the collective brand. And just as one person's lack of discipline can create risk for the whole group, one person's consistent professionalism lifts everybody up.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about for yourself. Right now, today, based on your communication, your actions, your consistency, what is your reputation signaling to the people around you? Is it quietly opening doors for you, or is it silently closing them? The power to decide that, well, that's entirely in your hands.